welcome back to Final Fantasy VII. Last time we made our way over to the ancient forest, and I was kind of fumbling around in there, but I think I got my head wrapped around this place now. So we're going to wrap this place up today. So let's bring some bugs over here. Okay, we're not going to deal with the battles. We don't need them. Oh. Okay. Can we get around you? Let me through! Okay, there we go. Okay, so the first screen is pretty basic. So, what we're gonna do here, there's a materia under there, so what we're gonna do... We're gonna come over here. We're gonna grab this frog, and we're gonna throw the frog over here. I don't know why I didn't think to do this last time. What? Okay, so we're gonna grab this, and we're gonna throw it in there. There we go, we got slash all! So, this materia does exactly what you would expect it does. It slashes all opponents. So, if you're in a battle with, well, there's one particular enemy I could think of, or two actually. But one in particular, the diamond weapon, it's got a bunch of eyes on its shoulder, so like, if you were fighting diamond weapon, you had slash all on, you could target one of the enemies. And it doesn't even have to be that. It could be like a group of 5 enemies or whatever. You target one and it hits all of them, so it's pretty neat. But the downside comes in when you get to Flash, because Flash is it has like a chance for instant death, and there's no way to intentionally select one over the other. Like, you can't have it at like level 2 or 3 with Flash unlocked and then choose to use slash all. It automatically uses the highest level thing, so it would default to Flash at that point. So I find it not really that useful, but you do have to collect 130,000 AP before that happens. So what's nice about this is when you're done worrying about mastering all your materia, you can just put you can put a weapon on, like say you wanted to use it on Cloud, you could throw the Ultima weapon on. It has no materia growth and it's not going to collect AP, so then you'd be fine keeping it at just slash all. Or what you can do is master it so that another one generates, and then you have a second slash all materia, one mastered, one not, if that's the way you want to play that out. Okay, so we're going to grab the frog again, and we're going to go... Well, we're going to run away from that battle, first of all. I think it's the next screen we go up, right? Okay, let's speed this up. There we go. Oh. Yeah, so you might be tempted to throw the bug in that pod there, but you don't want to do that. You want to save that for later. So what we want to do is grab that far bug, and run away from the battle. We'll chuck that there. And then we'll chuck that there. And we'll jump up. Then we'll come down this way. Grab the Minerva Band. But that also means that we got to jump back across this. Okay, so let's rinse and repeat. Grab bug number 1. Bug number 2. And jump. You go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I believe we already went across. Yeah, we jumped across, and that's where the Typhon materia was, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, let me just double check. Yeah, the Typhon materia was over here. Just want to make sure we're not missing nothing. We only have a couple more things to find in here, so... Okay, so we're going to run down here. So now, what we're going to do... We're going to grab a bug. Grab this. And... Oh, come on! Okay. Now... I think this should be good enough. So we're going to throw the bug there. Okay, there's another bug there if we need it. Oh, I forgot about this. Okay, so there's a hole in the tree here. So you put a bug there, and a frog pops out! So we'll grab another bug, because we're gonna need that frog. What? What? Okay, throw the bug in there. Game! Grab the frog, and we'll run across. And then we're going to put the frog in here because you need the frogs. The frogs are what launch you across. So if you put a bug in there and stand on it, it'll just throw you back to where it was. But if you put the frog in there, it'll bounce you because it launches, like the frog jumps out of the pod after. There, so we made it to the other side here. And we got a cave. Woo, spoopy cave. Battles we don't care about. All right, we got the apocalypse. And this is a weapon for Cloud with triple AP growth. Such a cool weapon. We're not going to necessarily equip it right now. But if you come up to the north here, you get an elixir. And I'm pretty sure that's everything you can do in the cave here. And that's it for the ancient forest. Nice little extra dungeon. I wouldn't call it much of a dungeon though. It's just, okay, our ship's over there. Yeah, it's definitely not much of a dungeon per se, but oh, come on, we went the wrong way. But I mean, nice little extra area in the game for you to explore, and you get a, in my opinion, the Typhon materia, /all and the apocalypse are totally worth going in there for. But, so now that that's wrapped up, we're going to do, I don't know if you remember, we talked to the guy over in Calm, and he gave us three hints. It was kind of like a riddle almost, of 3 things he was looking for. So, I don't know if you see that wiggly red thing down there, but that's the ruby weapon. We have the diamond weapon swimming around underwater, and there's a third thing that we can do that doesn't involve either of those weapons. Well, it does in a roundabout way because it'll help us take care of one of them. But so what we're going to do, we're going to equip Yuffie with the Conformer. And we're going to put... We're gonna put... Oh, we want to put Morph. Let's just use the mastered one. Okay, so his first clue was that he was looking for a guidebook. The other two things he's looking for, you get the 1 item from beating the ruby weapon and 1 item from beating the diamond weapon, but there's another item that he was looking for that you would assume might potentially come from the ultimate weapon that we fought to get Cloud's Ultima weapon, but no. In order to get the guidebook thing that the guy was talking about, you got to come over to Junon and you have to head to the underwater reactor. And if I would have thought about this while we were there, I would have... I don't remember if we had Yuffie in our party then, or if we... I don't think we had the Conformer at that point. I don't know, but if you... Like, you could do this without the Conformer. It's just, Conformer, the way it works is, when you use Morph, typically your damage is reduced to like 100 or 2. But Yuffie's Conformer ignores that damage reduction. So she should do, hypothetically, her normal damage. Which makes using Morph unbelievably simple. But so what we're going to do, we're going to run all the way over here. I don't know if we can... Can we go in this way, or do we have to go through the submarine? Down, please. Why are you still in the elevator? I love how the music plays here. So, okay, so there's another thing that can happen too. If you're not concerned about the huge materia quest, like if you're just playing through just to get different stuff or just try different things, what you can do is, I believe when you get to the submarine portion where you have to chase down the red sub, I believe when you're underwater, you can spend the 10 minutes and let it get away, and then this dog will move and you can come back here and get the red submarine. But you can't ever get the huge materia if you do it that way. I think I have that sequence of events down right, but I might be off on some of it. But that's kind of the gist of it, is that's how you get rid of the dog from being there. You forfeit getting the huge materia because you're not shooting down the red ship. There's also a roundabout way. Oh, is there going to be no music here? Oh, thank you. Okay, so I mentioned before that we would be doing the chocobo breeding, but I'm debating whether or not I want to try to do, because there is kind of a workaround for doing it. So the whole deal with the guy in Calm that we're looking for the stuff for, when we find that stuff, we bring it to him and he'll exchange it for different things. So what we're doing here now is we're going to get the guidebook thing. So what we have to do is we have to find an enemy called Ghost Ship. So it's basically just a haunted pirate ship. And we have to morph it into the item. And then we got to go back to Calm, give it to the guy, and he will basically trade us or reward us for giving him that by giving us an underwater materia. So now the gimmick with Diamond Weapon is because you're fighting Diamond Weapon underwater, you have a 20-minute timer. Because you're underwater, you'll run out of air and die. But if you get the underwater materia by getting this part of the quest done, so you morph the ghost ship into the item, bring it back to the guy, get the underwater materia, equip it, then you can go fight Diamond Weapon and the timer isn't there anymore. Now, if you beat the Diamond Weapon, he'll give you an item, and you can bring it back to the guy and he'll trade it for something. And if you beat the Ruby Weapon, in the desert, you'll get an item, you'll get the Desert Rose, and then you bring it back to the guy and he'll give you something else. One of the two will give you the item and he will trade it for a gold chocobo. And the gold chocobo is kind of the end result of the chocobo breeding quest. But so it would skip having to do the chocobo breeding stuff, but then you also miss the stuff at the gold saucer or the chocobo racing. So I was thinking about doing that, like kind of bypassing the chocobo breeding, because I've always found it kind of time consuming and not really too exciting. Oh, there it is. Okay, so let's just morph with Yuffie. Oh, don't hit me with your paddle. There, look at that. 6,000 with morph. All thanks to the conformer. And there's no other prep required for that. You just use the conformer. That's it. Only requirement. There he goes. And we morphed into the guidebook. Okay, so let's get out of here. Oh, I forgot too. I want on our way to Calm, I want to stop over by Nibelheim. There's another thing we can do there that unlocks when you get to disc 3. Okay, these guys aren't important. Death machines! Bye, puppy! We won't ever see you again. Same with this lady, we'll never see her again. I find it interesting that you can't speed up this hallway. And there's literally nothing in it. Okay, so let's zip our way out of here. That's such a long screen. Thanks, bro. That was 10 gil well spent. Let's see. Do we got anything in the shop here we want to dump some money on? Let's just max out our stuff. Okay, so let's jump in the high... No. High wind. We'll take a quick drive, quick fly over to Nibelheim. So, if you come over here, and you come into the mansion... Oh, Cloud, go in. We're gonna go run away from the battles, because we don't need them. Game! All the way back down. All right. It's an extra scene you can get in here when Disc 3 opens up. And I had no idea this existed for the longest time, but this is basically the foundation of where Crisis Core comes from. You see Zack and Cloud both in the tubes. Oh, who's this guy? Oh, he got knocked out! But yeah, I guess back in the day, a lot of people were like, where did they even come up with the idea for Crisis Core? Well, this is the genesis of Crisis Core right here. After the ordeal at the reactor where Tifa got slashed, Zack got knocked out, and Cloud offed Sephiroth. Hojo experiments him on Zack and Cloud for like a couple years. Zack manages to break free, drags Cloud out of Nibelheim, and they head back to Midgar. Zack gets offed. And that's where Cloud gets his soldier uniform from. So yeah, the kind of last home stretch of Crisis Core right here. And for the longest time, I had no idea this scene was even in here, but... I'm pretty sure he's talking about Aerith's house there. Mercenary work, bro! Yeah, and you see Zack constantly doing squats. That's kind of where Cloud subconsciously got it. Ah, that's debatable. Yeah, mercenary work. Yeah. Just ruthless. But yeah, so for anybody who might not have been aware that this scene was in here, yes, there was a basis for the ending of Crisis Core and the whole like last half of the game. And yes, it is canon because it's in this game. Like right down to the very last scene. It's just slightly different placement. Because in Crisis Core, they set it in like kind of like a desert right outside of Midgar, but in this, it's set up kind of on a cliff. But yeah, so that's what these reports are referring to that I had mentioned before. 2 escapees located near Midgar. That's Zack and Cloud. And so, former member of Soldier, that's Zack. B would be a regular, which is a regular guard. He did have a reaction to Genova. And so this little library here kind of details the whole ending sequence. So they basically say Cloud's a lost cause. Don't bother trying to find him because his consciousness is kind of getting worse. Yeah, so C Project, Specimen A, code Z for Zack. C Project Specimen B, code C for Cloud. Very original. But yeah, so if anybody was curious about extra scenes and stuff, there you go. And if anybody wasn't aware of those, well, just more proof that at least the second half of Crisis Core is canon. Not that they really expanded the first half of Crisis Core out really at all anyway. I mean, if you haven't watched the playthrough, when they released the Crisis Core reunion on PS5, we did a full 100% playthrough. So if you haven't checked it out, I do have a playlist up for that. We cleared out everything up to and including Minerva, which one could argue is where the Minerva band name comes from. Or no, that's backwards. Minerva band would be where like the reference to Minerva in Crisis Core comes from. Okay, so that's all I wanted to do there. Just show off that scene. So we're going to zip back over to Calm. Boop. Okay, so we'll come in here. Pretty sure it's in here. Yeah, there's the old chap. What's up, bro? Oh, it's Guidebook. Want to trade this for underwater materia? Heck yes. Let's go. I'm going to see if I can come up with a setup to... you couldn't hand it to me? You had to throw it on the floor? Yeah, so you see the hint for that. A map that was sunk along with the ship. So eventually, running around in the game, you're going to end up going through... Or even on your first trip through the underwater reactor, that pirate ship enemy might seem very unique. So that's your hint for that. A rose that blooms once every 1,000 years in the desert. That's obviously the ruby weapon in the desert around the gold saucer. And a harp that soothes those who hear it. Yeah, so when you fight the diamond weapon underwater, you get the earth harp. You get some really good stuff from this guy for those two things. I mean, one of which is the gold chocobo. But, so let's go into, no, materia, not equipment. But, so if you come down here, yeah, it's underwater materia. It's exclusively underwater breathing. You don't level it up, nothing. It's max AP. One thing I forgot to talk about is, Barrett's weapon, the missing score, his most powerful weapon, it has kind of a gimmick to it where the attack power is based on the AP total of the materia that he has equipped on it. So you could equip, I'm not sure what the formula is, but there are some materia that have much more AP than others. So if you look at, let's see, what's one that isn't mastered yet that's close? Yeah, so see, lightning wouldn't necessarily be very much because it's only got 35,000 AP total to master it. What about... But if you look at something like added effect, it's like one under 100,000 AP. Same with HP absorb. Or is it one under 1,000 or 100,000, or is it just 100,000? I think they're all 100,000. There are some other ones though, like W item 250,000 AP. But yeah, so anyway, you get... You'll get like a... however the formula works out, however it multiplies out the AP, it'll multiply by whatever factor it is, and that will be kind of the effective attack power of the missing score, which is kind of neat. It's just, if you don't have... If you're in a scenario where, say, you may not necessarily want materia equipped, like one I can think of in particular coming up, then the missing score is almost not entirely useless, but kind of useless because you lose out on the attack power because of the materia. But so I guess one thing we'll touch on then, having said that, is with the diamond weapon underwater, it's got an attack that is based on the number of materia that your characters have equipped. So when you go into that fight, you want to bring absolutely no more than 8 materia per character. Because what happens is, it'll look at the number of materia your characters have equipped, and it'll do 1,111 damage times the number of materia equipped. So if you have 9 materia equipped, it does 9,999 damage, and you're dead. It's death. Unavoidable. So if you equip 8 materia, then he does 8,888 damage, and you're left with 1,111 HP, and you can just drop a Mega Elixir or something and heal it. But alternatively, what you can do is you can go to the sunken ship where we were fighting the enemies, where we fought the serpent to get Aqualung, where you get Sid's high wind limit. And what you can do in there is you can bring Yuffie with the Conformer, and you can farm sources. And so then you can basically just drop sources on your characters to max out their stats. Get their stats like off the charts. Bring no materia outside of maybe the underwater materia and a couple. So you'd want the underwater materia. You would want maybe W item. Maybe W summon or master summon. Yeah, probably master summon. And then somebody with maybe like an HP plus maxed on everyone. So then when he hits you, you'll get hit with 2,222 damage on each character, and you'll be able to heal it really quickly. And he's kind of benign at that point, but okay, so instead of, at the risk of sitting here talking for another like a half hour, I think what we'll do is we'll call it a day here for now. And next time we will, I think we'll take a zip over to the Gold Saucer and see what we could potentially get for doing the Chocobo races. And if it's worth it, then we'll do it. But if not, I think between now and next time, I'm going to devise kind of my best thoughts on a setup that we could use and try to take out Diamond Weapon underwater. Because, I mean, it's tough. He's got 1,000,000 HP. It's tough. Actually, let me rephrase that. It's tough without a certain materia. We'll leave it at that for now. You'll understand after we get said materia, but we're going to do it without that materia. But either way, that's a problem for tomorrow. So, if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos like these, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And until next time, thanks for watching.